into the game. It's Baptiste who's left wide open. Fotu with a great offensive board.
I was going to say that's the last one you want to leave wide open. Got let off the hook there just a bit.
Whalen, 5 on the shot clock. Great back cut from Fotu. Just couldn't get the finish. Baptiste working hard for the ball. Nard comes in, but there's pinballing around in there. Whalen tidies it up. And again gets her own rebound this time and finally banks it in.
Well, the Pouākai have come with an extreme amount of aggressiveness here in the first quarter. The Queens on their heels. They need to react quickly or this game could get out of touch pretty early.
See Fotu out there guarding Stella Beck as Nard is fouled.
Defensive rotations are early and aggressive for the Pouākai. And look at this, just activity on the offensive glass, fighting for the basketball. Drops to Whalen eventually, and she just says, oh, I'll just sink the free throw line jumper. No, wait, I'll get another rebound. Keep it going. Offensive rebound opportunity after offensive rebound opportunity. That's the kind of hustle that Coach Belawakwa has to enjoy seeing.
So Nard makes her first free throw. Misses her second, and Tessa Morrison comes down with the board. Her first action tonight for the Pouākai. Here she is, finding Whalen down low. Fotu. To Whalen, stutter step, 3 ball off the back line. Rebounded by Gustafsson.
Got to see the Queens try and start determining the action on this side. Right now, it's the defense forcing them into what they want to give up.
Nard looking to get herself going at Whalen. Turnaround jumper, drops, Jamie Nard.
It's tough one-on-one basketball. You can see how she enjoys getting to that mid-range and going back to the turnaround, creating that space for the shot.
Baptiste sends Fotu. There's a bit of space for the offensive foul call on Ella Fotu. Stella Beck, who took the contact.
Definitely cleared a bit of space with the cut through, but just a bit too much physicality. Here we see, oh yeah, just bound through Stella Beck. Nothing aggressive in it, but you can't just take defenders out.
I don't think she saw Stella Beck coming. Cleared her out as Sierra Miller enters the game.
I do like the argument. I didn't really mean to do anything. It wasn't really my fault, but still displaced the defender just a bit, giving that open shot. Good call there.
Gustafsson sets the screen, gets it as she crashes to the basket. Fotu, quick fouls back-to-back on Ella Fotu, despite the protests from Tauihi Basketball.
And that's 3 quick fouls in these last 3 possessions. That's what the Queens need, a little activity towards the rim to get themselves to the Razine. Although a bit surprised, that one was a shot. It would have been a tough one for Gustafsson to get up.
Goulding getting ready to check back in for the Pouākai as Elin Gustafsson makes both her free throws. Ella Fotu takes the seat with those 2 fouls. So the Queens have answered your call, Casey. Now 12-9.
5-0 run to get themselves back into it. It looks like they're trying to keep that roll going.
Nard looking to go coast to coast. The lane opens up for it, and she dutifully capitalises on it. And there's a timeout, I think, this time, yes, from Tauihi Basketball, who won't be happy with the last couple of minutes of play.
Well, 7 straight points scored by the Tokomanawa Queens, and just negates the fantastic start the Mainland Pouakai got off to early. And it's been a bit in transition, but a lot of one-on-one basketball from Jamie Nard, getting it done when she gets into the painted area around that basket. She is difficult to contain. Taking a look through the stats, the Pouākai are shooting Well, we're shooting 50%. Not too long ago, a couple of missed shots have brought them back. Neither team has hit a triple yet, but it's the Rosine Stripe getting the Queens back in this one, where they are 3 for 4. And the Pouākai have yet to make a trip. I wonder if that part of that timeout was a chat to try and fix that mindset, get a little bit more aggressive on the rim, stop settling for the jump shot. Early in the game, they were all over the paint. Going to that jump shot, it's changed things up a bit.
Well, it's been since Tessa Pouākai was taken out of the game, and she's still not out there. I think you might have seen her standing up. Might be seeing her soon after this timeout.
Oh, an unfortunate turnover there, as the call was that possibly there was a finger on it, forcing the deflection. It was Sierra Walker's hopefulness, but that was about, you'd hope that's what it was, because about 4 feet off.
Pouākai back into the game then for the Pouākai on cue. As Jamie Nah goes to work, tries to displace Pouākai. Not easy to do, and she comes down with the board.
Cleared the space for the shot, but good defense makes it difficult.
Mary Goulding dashing across the baseline, looking to bank it in. It doesn't drop.
Looked like she was expecting a bit of contact. She was still hopeful for the shot to go in, just couldn't get the roll.
Long pass is a good one to Paris Mason. So Paris Mason will head to the Rosine foul line.
Really good look from deep on the other side of half court to find Mason posting up. Good catch right to the basket. Sierra Walker has nothing to do except foul.
Played school basketball for Manukura in Palmerston North for head coach Miles Pearce and one of your very good friends, assistant coach Nick Horvath.
And she's still good at basketball? Taking clues from those two guys? Oh, fantastic minds. They've done a great job with youth basketball in that area for a long time.
Mary Goulding couldn't believe the space she found herself in, but can't get the jump shot to go. That comes down with the board. Not
moving the basketball enough. They need to make the defense of the Queens work a little bit harder, as was the case early in the first quarter.
Queens reset, they go down low. Gustafsson with a quick spin and a delicate finish.
Get your change out. We're going into the laundromat and put him in the spin cycle. Gustafsson with the quickness on the finish.
Morrison can shoot the 3-ball. Instead, she finds Goulding. The pass fake finds a bit of space. Walker with the pull-up from mid-range. That goes.
Yeah, really fundamental play there. Space cleared, and she was allowed to shoot that 12-footer. Some help had to come and get a hand up. With that easy shot to make.
Beckley pulls up from the stripe, rebounded by Pouākai. The third rebound of the game so far. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Another offensive foul. Another Queen hits the deck, and this time it's Trinity Baptiste. And again, it's Stella Beck who takes the contact.
Stella Beck is out there putting her body on the line, but I think she might be convincing the officials a little bit. Looked like there was certainly contact there, but if it were illegal, that is only for the officials to say, and they've decided, much to the chagrin of Trinity Baptiste, who heads to the bench.
The second foul. Now trying to create a bit of space. Tough shot over Nisbet. It goes in.
Finding the rhythm with the dribble. She is really pointed on here in the first quarter.
Goulding, Beckwith on the floor now. Queen's going down like flies as the 3-ball from Walker hits from the corner.
Oh, nice find to get it out into the corner, and now just 30 seconds left in this one. Can the Queens respawn?
Beckwith going to work on Goulding, displaces her and finishes.
What a solid post up there. Too much strength, and the kiss off the glass. I like the early attacks in transition, really putting the Pouākai under pressure.
Goulding just getting hassled by Beckwith. 5 seconds to go in this first quarter. Tessa Morrison looks inside for Pouākai, bounces around, and that will do us that first quarter time. It's been a tight one. The Tokomanawa Queens were behind for the first 5 minutes, and they've done well to get back in charge of this one, but by the slenderest of margins. They lead 18-17 after 1 quarter of action in Christchurch. Welcome back to Ōtautahi, where the Mainland Pouakai trail the Tokomanawa Queens by 1 after 1 quarter of action. Oh, the Pouakai mascot out there doing some work. That's a name I need to learn.
there's one that you don't have. Well,
I'm disappointed in myself. Oh, yeah. She has one on the back of her. Oh, just says Pouakai. Surely that's not a name.
Is it Pouakai the Pouakai?
I don't know. That's a Hawke's Bay trick.
Yeah, that's true. Is it just what happens to our plumed friends when they're doing a little bit of mascot work?
I hope not. Back underway. Queens lead by 1. Nard, pass, down low to Gustafsson. Pouakai with the good defense, but Mason gets the board. Can't get the putback to go.
Perfectly run. Pick and roll there. First offensive rebound of the game for the Queens, who are out-rebound 10-5 in the first quarter.
Hippolyte sends Nisbet away. Five on the shot clock, poked out of bounds by Gustafsson.
Active player, Gustafsson is, despite playing the pivot. She's got good speed, quick hands when she's called up into those perimeter defense as well.
Goulding. 3 on the shot clock. Here's Tsubasa Nisbet spinning down low. The Queens do well on the defensive set, and here they come back to Gustafsson. Mason was wide open. Beckwith puts up the 3, drains it.
Wow, look at that transition attack. Every time they get the defensive rebound now, since that early stretch for the Pouakai, they have been pushing the pace, and the Pouakai haven't been able to keep up.
5 points for Jacinta Beckley. Pouakai. Gustafsson not falling for the pump fake this time. I mentioned Nisbet, here she is with the ball. Had a great game on Saturday. Sierra Walker rattles in her second 3.
Well, starting to heat up, looking like her best game of the short season coming right now. A little bit more aggressive than we had seen of her, in particular with that tray ball, keeping the Pouakai tight.
Jamie Nard just took her eye off the pass as it arrives, and out of bounds it goes. Alafotu checks back in with her 2 fouls.
Yeah, it's weird when physics doesn't go your way and the ball doesn't travel like an object in motion should. It just goes a different direction.
So 3 tall ferns out there now for the Pouakai. Here's one of them, Alafotu driving, blocked by Jacinta Beckley.
Look at the break, so quick.
Again, a misplaced pass, this time Paris Mason hoisting it into the corporate seats.
Had the right thought, just needed a little bit more patience. Nard would have had a size advantage. She would have been able to post up a little bit there, but they're really looking for these quick fire attacks so they can set things up before the Pouakai gets set in their half-court defense.
Nisbet, Pouakai. Again, puts the ball on the floor. Taps out of bounds by Gustafsson.
Solid one-on-one defense. That was a bit of a slow developing play there. So eventually Tessa Pouakai just said, well, maybe I'll just do it myself. Solid D once again by Gustafsson. Quick hands on display.
Hippolyte tries Pouakai. From the corner, Lauren Hippolyte too strong with the 3 ball. Nard comes down with the board. Just nursing a back injury is Jamie Nard. Missed the last game up in Tauranga.
Nursing it pretty well, 7 points already in this one.
With Franklin, I should say. Pukekohe, I should say. As Beck goes around the screen, goes at Tessa Pouakai, who does well. Beck comes down with it twice. And eventually, Tsubasa Nisbet fights off Beck. She might have to fight off one more time. Beck is not giving up. Well, Pouakai will step into that 3 ball for sure. Off to the right, Nard with the board.
Slowing it down this possession. It's been a little bit frantic for the Queens, pushing the pace. I like the call by Nard there. Let's slow it down, get a quality shot.
Gustafsson blocked by Pouakai.
Gustafsson arguing might have been some contact there, but regardless, the block goes to Pouakai.
Walker puts up another 3. Looked good out the hand, doesn't drop as Nard comes down with it. Bit of a tie-up, but play on, say the refs.
Yeah, at some point I thought that was going to be a foul as Pouakai's arms just kept going higher, taking Nard's hand with her.
Queen's ball.
I like that aggressiveness just after Beckley crosses half court there, forcing her to pick that ball up and try and find a passing outlet. As we see Alafotu back in the game with her 2 fouls.
Chagas finds it over to Beck, hands it off. Gustafsson, lovely play from the Tokomanawa Queens.
Perfectly timed. Beck with a quick rip through baseline, drawing multiple defenders, but Gustafsson doesn't leave her on the island. Excellent cut for the finish.
Pouākai over to Fotu. Hard on her, so here's Erin Whalen. Loses possession, Chagas comes away with it. Two Pouākai ahead of her, one of them Lauren Hippolyte. Oh, there's a beautiful pass and beautifully timed run from Elin Gustafsson.
And she has been so active without the basketball. Excellent vision by Chagas and the patience to let the play develop instead of just go one-on-one.
Fotu sizes up Beck, nice crossover. Gets back on the ground. Back to Walker, who's looked aggressive with her shot early. That one doesn't drop, and the Queens have a 3-on-2 situation. As Fotu does well to get back. Nard for three, doesn't drop.
A decent look in that secondary transition break after the Pouākai scramble to get back in the first.
Hippolyte trying to buy a bit of space from Beckley.
Really good talking in the rotations by the Queens. Active on the weak side, good communication.
Two on the shot clock. That bounce just gets away from Ella Fotu. Here comes Chagas the other way. Nard foul with a beautiful bounce pass. The foul from Pouākai. So to the Rosine foul stripe will go Jamie Nard.
Chagas throwing excellent vision and pinpoint accuracy right into the hands. And look at it, drops right in. Tessa Pouākai just had no choice but to foul there. Didn't have much of a play on anything. It's all transition for the Queens here in the first half. In the half court, the Pouākai have been extremely solid. But anytime they are able to grab and go, the Queens are putting a lot of pressure on the rim.
Today, Elia into the game, wearing number 6 for the Pouākai. Pouākai takes a seat. Just her first foul. Sierra Walker will be pleasing Tali Bevilacqua so far. They're using her slightly differently. Lauren Hippolyte doing the lion's share of the ball handling, and Walker has been playing off her on the bench at the moment as Fotu is back out there. Whalen, Baptiste back out there as well, as Whalen's baseline J is too strong.
Just need to see more patience from the Pouākai. Every time there's a quick shot, even if it's a good one, the Queens are able to come with that counterattack.
Nard, strong drive, everything but the finish. Sorry, I should say Hunter, strong drive, everything but the finish.
Got the space once again, but just enough defense to deter it.
Bit of space for Ella Fotu. Three doesn't drop. Baptiste working hard for it and eventually coming down with it.
Here's a player you should get the ball to when you're down a couple points.
All of a sudden, she's surrounded by 4 players.
And unfortunately didn't hear the whistle in time, so he passed it off. But if I'm the Pouākai, I'm trying to find the ball. Look at the hustle. She just went completely out of her cylinder to chase that one down, the only one who got there. And 4 players on the base. You can tell if she's driving, the weak side is coming. They're going to be forcing her to become a passer in the half court.
Hippolyte has to get it in. Over the top it goes to Elliott.
What a help side.
Jamie Nard with the defense.
The help side has been so active for the Queens.
Chagas pulls up in transition. Fotu brings it down.
A little quick on that trigger, especially with the effect that driving to the basket has had.
Maybe just trying to get herself going for Chagas. Just the 2 points. Who's that come off last? It will be Tokomanawa Queens ball.
Unfortunate turnover there, and they are starting to add up for the Pouākai. That is turnover number 12 already.
Chagas goes round the Beckley screen, looks for Beckley, the pass just out of reach. Hippolyte brings it down. Fotu to her right, she goes to Whalen to her left. She finds Ella Fotu.
Options galore underneath the rim. Unlike the play earlier in the game when Baptiste was begging for the basketball, the vision was there.
Speaking of vision, what a pass that is. Finish just not there for the Queens.
Oh, well delivered. Gustafsson couldn't get it in.
Hippolyte turns down the 3. We go to Baptiste. Gets a bit of space, but the mid-range doesn't drop.
Nice job by Gustafsson to move her feet quickly. Probably a bit of a disadvantage in the quickness department on that one, but still did the job defensively.
Beckley in the corner. Offensive foul called under the rim on Jamie Nard.
Released that one. I was following the track of the ball. There was a bit of a collision afterwards. Here we see the spin move.
Well, it's Tauihi Elliott who came over and just read the play beautifully.
Good thing too, as she left the shooter. That would have been put the defense at a bit of a disadvantage, but taking the charge gets them possession back.
Here she is with the ball in hand. Baptiste wants a screen and gets it from Elliott. Goes to work, just Trinity Baptiste. Fade away, and why not? Drop it in.
That soft touch is incredible. She is just a scoring superstar from 17 and in the one-on-one game.
Chagas surveying her options. Stella back in the corner. It's just into Beckley going to work up with the right-hand hook.
Deep hook shot on that one. Probably a little bit out of the range for that move that time because of the good D played.
The Pouākai trail by 3. Wayland driving at the hoop. Great defense.
Is that Paris Mason? The two-handed block.
Certainly was. And here she is with the pass. Beckley with the finish.
Oh, nice delivery over the top. A lot of the offense being created by the Queens movement without the basketball, play after play. So active, forcing defenders to keep their heads on a swivel.
Wayland working hard to get the spot, and Chagas called for the foul. That's the third foul on Florencia Chagas. She trudges to the bench, and then Gustafsson and Jamie Nard back into the game for the Queens.
And she hasn't had a huge effect on the game scoring the basketball, but defensively and facilitating, she has been integral to the success of the Queens up to this point. You see the physicality there, dropping the elbow in. It's going to change the offense for the Queens quite a bit with her off the court.
Fotu. That's a Hippolyte. 3 ball from Lauren Hippolyte. Doesn't go, and there's a foul under the hoop. Who's that going to be called on? And Stella Beck. No, it's not. I should apologise. It was on the Mainland Pouakai.
Interesting.
Tauihi Elliott, maybe.
Yeah, that's the only possibility. Not a ton of contact in it. Just the first foul on the Pouakai this quarter.
Nard has 9 points, looking to make it 11 with a deep 2. Pouākai down with the rebound. Hippolyte. It's harassed by a couple of Queens.
I was going to say, that looked like a mugging. The late whistle's better than no whistle. In that case, 4th foul on the Queens here in the quarter.
Lauren Hippolyte made her Toolferns debut at the start of this year. And, spent the year with the Melbourne Boomers as a development player as they won the Australian WNBL. Now playing for the Mainland Pouakai as we have a foul. This time Stella Beck is not selling.
3rd time unlucky.
The refs aren't buying what she's selling this time.
She started to act this one out a little early. Was hoping for that forearm to come into her chest, but not a bad foul overall. Unfortunately, that is the bonus though. So the Pouakai head to the line.
Walks away, clutching her torso as she walks to the referee. I don't mind the full buy-in to the sales job. Marty Davison not falling for it. He's been around the block one too many times, Marty. Full for that.
Yeah, there was contact, but it was on the hip. You can see her talking about the forearm, but the forearm just missed.
Sharing a laugh with Ella Fotu now.
Gamesmanship, all good gamesmanship.
Another pass to Gustafsson, and she's clattered by Fotu. And they might have called that a shooting foul.
see on ball's been working well. And Gustafsson, on all her catches, is doing a nice job of not putting the ball on the floor, keeping it high and putting her in a shooting position. And that, you see, it's been called that's moved into the passing form.
I think correctly.
It would have been a tough shot to get off, but one of those earlier was rewarded. It was very similar. And so you can understand the confusion from Gustafsson.
So Mary Goulding getting ready to check back into the game. Replaces her 3x3 Tall Ferns teammate Ella Fotu. So she might be supporting a bit of a shiner there, Mary Goulding. Perhaps picked up at the 3x3 World Cup.
I would say so. It's a physical game, to be sure.
Grace Hunter trying to find a bit of space. Whalen with the defensive job. Beck, though, right place, right time. Back to Hunter, and that'll be a shot clock violation.
The Queens just don't find as much success when they don't let the ball and the plays do a little bit of the work for them. In the one-on-one game, it has been a struggle against a stout defense on the point of attack by the Pouākai.
So under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Queens with a 3-point lead. Goulding turns the corner, drives. Oh, she's popped a swinging arm. She'll go the line to shoot two.
Takes the hack well. Jamie Nard did go down to help her up, which as a player I was like, well, why'd you hit me in the first place?
That's a doozy as well, right across the chops.
She does say, I was trying to hit the ball, not your face. I do apologize for that. Love the physicality, though. Got to pay the price to come in to the low post.
Goulding, a perfectionist, not be happy with missing her first free throw. The second one bounces around and drops in.
Not a bad first half from the Pouākai, considering they really struggled offensively for that middle 10 minutes of the half to pull it right back to within 2 points. I think they should be pretty pleased. The Queens as well, regardless if they finish here, they've done the job on the road, giving themselves a chance to compete in the second half.
Beck, great pick off from Whalen. 3 seconds on the clock. Will she get a shot up? She's got eyes for the hoop. It does go up, and it's off to the left. Half time then at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. The Mainland Pouakai 27, the Tokomanawa Queens 29. Tali Bevilacqua, as she said, for the first time this season, with a full complement of players. Meanwhile, Tanya Tupu with a couple of players out with illness will head into the lockers, and the happier of the coaches. Some serious potential for a great second half coming your way on Sky Sport. Stats and analysis to come after the break. See you soon. Kia ora, welcome back to Sky Sports coverage of GJ Gardner Home's Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. The Mainland Pouakai trail the Tokomanawa Queens at half-time by 2, 29-27. Cowles Stadium in Ōtautahi. Hugh Baden here alongside Casey Frank, and it's half-time, so you know what that means. Stats. Tali Bevilacqua talking it through with the Pouakai team.
That is a tight locker room. I don't know if there's space for the cameraman in there. But everybody locked in as the youngsters get their chance in the big stage. But here we're starting with the D because it was a defensive struggle in the first half. Tessa Boagni with 3 blocks, really doing the job defensively on the interior. Elsewhere, leading scorer was still sticking with the D. Look at Chagas. She was active in the passing lanes. Gustafsson creating a couple of opportunities there for herself. Hippolyte and Whalen, the sole contenders for the Pouakai. Dishing the basketball was ever important for the Queens, really letting the plays do all the work. You see multiple players with 2. The Pouakai a little bit more one-on-one. It was a lot of putting the ball on the ground, trying to get it done. The rebounding battle is tight between both squads. A 23-18 advantage overall for the Pouakai, led by Boagni and Goulding. Stella Beck fighting a battle herself with 6. And here we have the leading scorers. Sierra Walker with those 2 big triples. The only 2 triples made in the game for the Pouakai, who are 2 for 12 from the 3-point stripe outside. So 0 for 10 outside of Walker. Nard leading the way for the Queens with an aggressive first half scoring the basketball, but second half looks like it's gonna be a bit of an arm wrestle between these 2 squads, as defensively neither is taking a backward step in the slightest.
The Queens with 12 points off those turnovers, so making them count as both teams go to work in the paint. 16 points in the paint for the Queens and 18 of their 27 for the Mainland Pouakai. And as the mysteriously unnamed Pouakai mascot entertains the crowd at halftime at Cowles Stadium. She probably does have a name, I just don't know. I will learn it.
Well, it can't be having it. The name would be on the jersey.
Thank you, Casey. You've always got my back.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
3/4 time coming up on Sky Sport. After the break, we'll see you soon. Third quarter just moments away at Cowles Stadium between the Mainland Pouakai and the Tokomanawa Queens, 29-27. The Queens lead. Hugh Bain here alongside Casey Frank. Crowd enjoying the game at Cowles Stadium. Looks like it's a night to be rugged up down in Ōtautahi.
Sounds like a winner in the South Island, but don't need to be rugged up watching the action inside. The Queens were able to find some support off the bench from Jacinta Beckley, who scored 7, coming in to offset the quiet night so far from Florencia Chagas. Just the 2 points, but Jamie Nard with 9, Elin Gustafsson with 8 to pick up that slack as well. Looking at the Pouakai, it's been hasn't been enough Trinity Baptiste for my liking. She's just got the 5 shots total, 6 points in the game. Yes, she's amongst the leading scorers for her team. Sierra Walker there with 8, but got to get the ball in Trinity Baptiste's hands. The Queens have done such a nice job of limiting her effectiveness, sending extra bodies when she finds a little bit of space. But if she's drawing that much attention, then you got to find a way to swing the ball around, find other scorers to just get that scoreboard ticking over a bit.
These two teams meet again on Thursday night at 5 o'clock, school holiday time. Tomorrow, the unbeaten Northern Kahu are back in action against the Fight, who have shown glimpses of being a really impressive outfit in 2022. And then the Kahu back in action Friday, 5 o'clock against the Southern Hoiho.
Of course, the big mystery in this game is really how the Pouakai are able to stay in the ball game, having 12 turnovers in the first half. 7 for the Queens, but 12 turnovers, especially it was pretty early, able to fight back, make it a game with 2. They have to be pinching themselves that they still have the opportunity to easily take the lead in this ball game after playing with that kind of carelessness with the basketball. Both teams just talking their last-second strategies before coming back on for the second half. What are you thinking about in the jersey check across the Tauihi? How you feeling? I'm a big fan of the mint for the Queens.
I like them all, but if I'm going to put one up front,
let's hear it.
I love the 5.
5 solid.
The pink.
You and my 5-year-old daughter, both big fans.
Yeah, my 2-year-old enjoys the 5 as well. But I think they all look fantastic. Friends at New Balance coming up with the goods.
And I think the mint's my favorite.
A little bit of
purple in there.
A little New York Liberty to it.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
From the WNBA.
It's not Liberty just in terms of what's going on in the States right now. I digress.
Save that for a different podcast, my friend. We're back underway at Christchurch. And the Pouakai trail by 2 to the Queens. Mary Goulding finding Tulfern teammate Tessa Boagni, and they look to go inside to Baptiste, but Paris Mason knew that was coming, and the youngster getting some extended minutes tonight with no Josie Trousdorp.
Excellent anticipation there. Baptiste, really solid post player to get around that seal. Good job done.
Chagas would love to see that drop. She wants to get herself going scoring, but off to the left it is. Goulding comes down with it. She's got Whalen to her left. That's who she finds. Boagni. Here's Baptiste from the free throw line. Doesn't go. The Queens just jumping over themselves and knocking it out of bounds.
Unfortunate lack of communication there, but you can see Tali Bevilacqua is telling Trinity Baptiste the same thing. She's got to get aggressive scoring the basketball. 2 trips down, they've tried to get to the ball twice.
Mary Goulding, catch and shoot from the inbound. Down it goes to the first points of the second half. And it's the Pouakai who tie it up 29 apiece.
Nice out of bounds play, solid screen set to clear that space.
Back inside to Gustafsson, straight out to Chagas. Chagas 3 goes.
I can't lose track of her on the perimeter, and with her second look of the second half, up to 5 points.
Going to reply in kind. Other Pouakai rattles around. And who's that last come off? Tessa Boagni, the call. So Queen's ball.
Have been active on the glass, have the Pouakai.
Chagas wants a screen. She gets it from Paris Mason. who cuts to the hoop nicely, gets the ball and the finish.
Chagas is so under control. She's never rushed, playing at her own pace, and comes off, surveys the defense, and a late roll by Mason is rewarded with the layup.
Goulding wants Baptiste to go in the post, but Baptiste says no, give it to me up here. She's going to go to work on Mason. Good hand from Beck. Good positioning from Gustafsson.
Great help there by Gustafsson.
Shot had to go up with 2 on the shot clock. Whalen misses. Hasn't been a great shooting night for Erin Whalen so far.
Good hustle there. There's Mason again with a heads-up play, retaining possession with that tip.
Foul call, no basket.
Lauren Hippolyte, I believe, underneath, a little too active on the switch. And we see the switch there, and she's trying to fight Gustafsson. Just a little bit too much elbow in the lower lumbar region. That's where the point guards tend to get you when you're a center rolling
in the
down.
lower lumbar region.
That's when those elbows just start going to town.
Take your word that it's an official region. Chagas going to work on Hippolyte and earning a foul from the Nelsonian.
Well, the response by the Queens once again. And the Pouākai brought it level. Just pushed out 5 quick points by them in response.
Second foul on Hippolyte. Oh, Chagas has to reach up high for that one. Looks to give and get it straight back from Elin Gustafsson. Pulls up. Boaty does well to keep that as Pouākai ball, and Hippolyte will bring the ball up to them. They trail by 5 now. As Goulding skips through the lane, Whalen from 2-point territory. Down it goes to Erin Whalen.
And there is a bit of a question as Whalen hits that one to draw to 3. If there's been a reemergence of the back injury to Nard, and she didn't start the second half.
Chagas from the wing. 3 doesn't go. I did see her moving just slightly gingerly in the first half, Casey. But I wasn't sure if that was just how she runs or if it was a back injury. I haven't seen enough of it this season, but maybe you're right.
Well, there was a couple plays where she didn't look as active, especially late in the second quarter compared to the early in the first.
Stella Beck reads that beautifully.
Speaking of activity, she's been all over the place.
Grace Hunter in transition, high bounce, and Nisbet comes down with the board.
Transition opportunities, making the Queens look good with regularity.
Sierra Walker up to Goulding, scampers across the baseline, foul called.
Hunter a little bit too aggressive, reaching for the basketball there. Goulding, nice rip through the baseline. You see that trying to get from behind. Stella Beck was looking for another charge. She's just let her drive at me. I'm going to take another one. As Paris Mason heads to the bench.
Whaley gets it straight back from Boagney. Goulding. Sierra Walker, she's hit 2 already. That one comes off the front iron.
So much space. Defense of the Queens completely collapsed into the lane, and that is a shot she would like to have back.
Chagas around the Gustafsson screen, clears the space, slings it over to Beck. Oh, Beck just threads the needle with that pass, and Gustafsson has 2 bites of the cherry and takes it all on the second.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout that was called slightly late by the bench. Or they're going to discuss something on the scoreboard. Guess they're talking about possibly a 3-second call. Not really sure, but offensively, I love the passing by the Queens. Chagas first with the cross-court pass, forcing the defenders to adjust. The really nice drive by Beck, and somehow finding an angle to drop it into Gustafsson, who blows the bunny, but then on the rebound, able to get the finish. And the Queens starting to find a little bit of rhythm here halfway through the third quarter. Now that we hear it from Coach Bevilacqua that she wasn't calling a timeout. She just wanted to get that shot clock situation set up.
Score bench thought she may have been calling a timeout, but all sorted. Referee Tony Lee Smith-Hunwick doing that sterling work. And we're back underway. Erin Whalen directing Tessa Pouākai into the lane. Gonna look for a bounce pass. She had good position, just tipped out of bounds by Aaliyah Dunn.
There's been really good activity here in the third quarter by the Queens, not allowing those post passes to go in unencumbered, fighting to get on top of the offensive players and get hands on the ball.
Walker around a Whalen screen. Keeps going and is eventually fouled by Ilun Gustafsson. You know, one trend I've potentially seen Casey and TJ Gardner Holmes Tauihi so far is players who are scoring a lot in one game are being well looked after the next, and as these teams still just feel each other out in the early parts of a new competition. The one exception to that, as we see a nice inbound move to Basta Nisbet finishing off, has been Talia Tupaya.
Yeah, she has been fantastic offensively. Tupaya shown the full skill set offensively, but there is a big difference being at the top of that scouting report and being 4th or 5th down. Players are paying a lot more attention to those leading scorers, not wanting to get beat by the best weapons on the opposition.
Speaking of best weapons, there's Chagas.
Oh, no roll.
Pouākai coming down.
Oh, that's going to be her
rebound.
4th. That is going to be a foul on Chagas.
The Queen's trying
Trying hard.
literally to raise Aaliyah Dunn's hand.
the teammates literally saying, no, volunteer yourself.
It's 4 on Florencia Chagas, so she makes her way to the bench. Jamie Nard back into the game. So we hope she's feeling 100%.
Well, I don't know how long you can leave. Well, but Jamie Nard also has 3 personal fouls. Maybe that's why they started. Just didn't want to risk both the star imports, as we see a huge block.
Aaliyah Dunn, she'll be relishing going up against players like Tessa Pouākai.
Look at this, right into the post.
She makes her way back to basketball.
So well timed.
Here's Tessa Pouākai this time beyond the arc. That one off to the right.
And just looking for that touch. She's such an accomplished shooter throughout her career. And the offense for the Queens changes so much when Chagas goes to the bench. She, like I said, doesn't have a ton of points tonight, but her influence on the game is massive.
Nard spinning. Back out to Gustafsson. Her 3 ball doesn't drop. Whalen does well. And here comes Sierra Walker. 3 on 3. 4 on 3 for the Pouākai. They just reset. Erin Whalen right out in front. Her 3 ball drops.
Love that secondary trail by Whalen right to the shooter spot. And Beck somehow keeps possession and they don't end up getting a backcourt.
Gustafsson bailing out her captain. And here is Stella Beck looking for the underarm finish. All tied up here, 36 apiece. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter as we have a foul at midcourt.
That's a pretty good foul, actually, even though it is the 4th personal of the quarter. That was a break opportunity where had she gotten through, I'm sorry, 4th team foul of the quarter. 2nd personal on Stella Beck. But that was going to be a straight line drive with limited defenders to slow it down. And the Pouākai, once again, doing enough work to drag right back into it. They refuse to stay down for long, reminiscent of when I watched them play against the Phi last week.
Plenty more basketball coming your way. Tomorrow night we have back-to-back games. First in the South NBL from the Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. The Nelson Giants taking on the Manawatu Jets. Followed on Tamaki Mikoto Event Finder Stadium. Some Tauihi action between the Northern Kahu and the Phi. Thursday we have a doubleheader from the capital city. Queens, Pouākai, the reverse fixture of the one you're watching right now, followed by a rematch of the South NBL Grand Final in 2021, Casey. The Saints and the Hawks, so much riding on that game. And then Friday, a doubleheader from Event Finder Stadium, Kahu Hoiho, followed by Tuatara Sharks. So much basketball.
It doesn't stop. This is a busy month. I remember when we were setting up the schedules for the year, and the league kept asking me, Sky kept asking me, are you okay with doing all these games? At the time I was like, yeah, it'll be great. And now there's a lot of basketball. It's starting to blend a bit.
I'd hate to be general manager of these leagues in this part of the season.
Speak for yourself, Hugh.
Every game, though, has been just so much fun to watch. This one 36 apiece, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Great to see a good crowd midweek in Christchurch for this one. Here's Mary Goulding back underway. Baptiste back out there for the Pouākai. Sebastian Nisbet too as Goulding puts up a three off to the right. Baptiste the offensive board. Eventually Ali Adan does really well to bring it down.
Just enough to wrest that ball away from Baptiste. As Nard is not appreciative of the defensive attention from Goulding.
Here she is, the American again. Goulding trying to stay in front of her. Again, she takes some big contact. Nard hits the deck, foul called.
Might have been on Whalen coming across, aggressively helping. Both teams are really aware of that help side. Look at the multiple defenders. First foul on Whalen. Multiple defenders every time a ball handler gets the ball into the paint. As Nard hits the first from the Razine.
10 points now for Jamie Nard.
Equal with Gustafsson as the leading scorers in the game for the Queens.
She's been joined in Aotearoa now by her partner, Reggie Upshur, playing for the Wellington Saints.
Is that right? I was unaware of that. Well, that makes a lot of sense now. It's always a wonder when a team can pick up a high-quality big man late in the season. Those contracts normally go a little early.
Sierra Walker around a Baptiste screen. Is that too early, Walker? Much more aggressive this time. What a pretty finish from Sierra Walker.
And she's so much more aggressive in tonight's game than we've seen from her this season. She is now into double figures as well with 10.
Beck directing traffic. And look to Nard. Whalen trying to stay in front of her compatriot. Nard's baseline jumper doesn't drop.
Box out by Baptiste there. Physical basketball is picking up.
Back to Walker. Wide open for three. Rattles around and drops. Sierra Walker with 13 points.
That is a great find from Melifotu. Patience, doesn't jack it up herself, but waits for the defense to clear. And Walker is really finding her form this evening.
Stella Beck, aggressive stride, everything but the finish. Baptiste with the board.
Oh, it'll drive her crazy. Did all the work, lost defenders, and looked like it was halfway down, but the Pouākai rolling now.
Looking to add to their three-point lead. Erin Whalen. That's a foul. Basket won't count. Called on Jacinta Beckley.
Trying to take the charge. A lot of contact there, going the way of the Pouākai, who will head to the Razine, as they are now in the bonus on the 5th personal foul on the Queens.
Young fella fell down in the background there. Hope he's okay.
Well spotted. Your concern for the attendees of the game is really impressive.
Gets the first to drop, is Erin Whalen.
Up to 12 points now. As she takes her 4th attempt from the stripe.
Makes them both, does Erin Whalen, as we have a timeout. Do we? No, we don't, just a sub.
Hunter back in, Beckley to the bench. 12 points for Whalen, 13 for Sierra Walker. I shortchanged earlier.
Stella Beck out to Jamie Nard. Nard, beautiful pass to Gustafsson, who was just marauding across the baseline.
Just the timing of her cuts has been so precise. When she sees those ball handlers getting in, she really times it well to give them outlets if they need it.
Walker probing. Baptiste in good position. Nard comes across to help. The patience from Baptiste. And she'll go again, and she'll get it to drop.
Decent defense there from Nard, especially considering she's got the 3 fouls. Can't afford to get another foul, but Baptiste warming up now.
Deep three from Nard.
Kind of got tackled on the box out. Doesn't get the call.
I'm enjoying the eagle screech when the Pouākai make a bucket as Wayland's 3-ball doesn't drop.
It kind of scares me. I feel like there might be a prehistoric bird coming down.
5-point lead to the Pouākai. What a pass and a nice finish too. Nad Gustafsson combining the American and the Swede. Timeout called
Gustafsson.
by Tali Bevilacqua.
Movement without the basketball is just so impressive. She is creating scoring opportunities without the ball in hand, which is so valuable, in particular against a stout defense like the Pouākai in the half court. Just keeping touch distance as Shaga sits on the bench.
See, I want to talk about Raywin Britt briefly on the left of your screen there, Casey, with the mask on, the manager for the Mainland Pouakai. She might be the busiest person across both our leagues. She is the manager for both the Pouakai and the Canterbury Rams. She travels with both teams. She's, of course, mother to Tall Black Taylor Britt, so she's up at all times of night watching him play 3x3 or Tall Blacks at the moment as well. So she'll be looking forward to seeing Tall Blacks in action tomorrow, but just an absolute champion of Canterbury basketball and Mainland basketball is Raywin.
The servants of the game. The real important ones aren't the ones wearing the jerseys, because you can go play a game anywhere, but it's all everybody else behind the scenes that keeps those players rolling along. And tip of the cap.
Was that your attitude when you were playing?
I mean, it was how I felt. It might not have been what I was saying.
Absolute shout out to Raywin. In fact, all the managers. It is not an easy job managing these teams, and Raywin does all the administration and flight booking and everything.
Are you thinking back kindly on that year you missed being a manager for the Tall Blacks?
No trips. 45-42. Pouākai with a 3-point lead. They led early for a strong second quarter, including a 10-point run from the Queens. Got them back in front. But in this third quarter, the Pouākai just wrestled back the momentum. Elafotu looking to add to it. She does from beyond the arc.
Baptiste there, recognizing the defenders are going to come over and help. She takes that strong dribble and just finds Fotu with a pure stroke in the corner.
Nard gets a run up, and she's so physical on those drives that she just takes the contact and buys herself some space.
She's trying to get the volley going the other way, but she is creating a lot of that activity.
Oh, Wayland, just with a little head fake as she drove down the lane. Baptiste is fouled hard as she attempted the follow-up, and to the Rosine foul strike, she'll go.
Well, offensive rebounding has been a weapon for the Pouākai. There we see not a ton of contact in it, but when you've got those arms at a slight angle, it is an easy whistle for the officials to blow.
Marty Davison is having a conversation with Erin Wayland.
Yeah, she was looking for a call on the first trip, but the Pouākai going to come out of this third quarter well in control of this ball game. It's frightful. That would not help me concentrate on my free throw stroke.
Makes them both, does Trinity Baptiste. Put on a show in Nelson at the weekend in a losing effort to the Kahu.
Really big possession here for the Queens. They don't get a bucket, a chance for the Pouākai to go up double digits on the other end.
It's Nard from the elbow, fouled by Tsubasa Nisbet.
And obviously the Queens like working through Nard, but it's just so much better where she can get the ball in a better scoring position, just letting it go from the top, facing all 5 defenders her way. Would have been a difficult shot to make, but she does take the contact. You can't throw the basketball when she's outside the circle there. It's a violation. Stroke, huge attempts from the Rosine here. There's a big difference between coming into this quarter down 6 or the possibility of 10 with 2 misses and a make on the other end.
Makes them both, does Jamie Nard. So an 8-point lead, so 7-point lead for the Pouākai, under 20 to go. 6-point lead for the Pouākai, 15 seconds to go.
Just a little late on the score tick.
Sierra Walker almost losing the handle, regathers it in time. Back to Nisbet, 5 on the shot clock. Nisbet drives, Fotu finished the half on a high. She does just that. Ella Fotu with 5 points in the closing minute of the third quarter. and it's the Mainland Pouakai who lead at three-quarter time over the Tokomanawa Queens at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch.
52-44.
Fourth quarter coming up after the break. Well, welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. The Mainland Pouakai lead the Tokomanawa Queens 52-44 with a quarter to go as we see Ella Fotu's final bucket of the third quarter.
Release, rotation, splash. Hunter goes for the gamble and pays the price. Solid defense would have made that a difficult shot. Queens have had a lot of activity in the lanes, forcing those turnovers, but that one backfired.
Gustafsson with an aggressive drive to start the fourth, and a foul on Trinity Baptiste, her third.
With 3 fouls the way she's playing, I'm going to leave her out there. If it's up to me, she has been such an effect on the game. But Gustafsson looking to pick up the scoring. Reasonably quiet third quarter.
So free throws, there's a little bit of defensive intensity uptick from the Queens to start the fourth.
The question in my mind is, when you reinsert Florencia Chagas into the game, you're still down multiple buckets. If this gets to double digits, I'm not sure the Queens have the time to pull it back in.
Fotu to Walker, who's having the best game of the season so far. Canadian Basketball Player of the Year, College Basketball Player of the Year, I should say. Here's a deep three from Sierra Walker. Why not? Sierra Walker.
Rangy.
16 now.
And there we see Florencia Chagas. She's checking in. The 10-point deficit is there. They have to start getting their work going. Walker on fire tonight from deep.
Beck turns the corner, strides down the lane, kisses it off the glass. Stella Beck.
Just that big last step, able to force her way around the help side defense.
There's 4 points now for Beck. Walker, Whalen with a quick first step. Drives, and a nice finish from Erin Whalen.
That's a powerful drive across the key there. Most defenders think you're looking to finish in the middle or on that side, but with that strong left hand, able to finish falling away from the basket just about.
Nard pulls up from mid-range. The back iron, chases her own shot, gets her own rebound. Blocked from behind from Whalen.
Bit of contact on that one.
Baptiste just finds way more space than she anticipated.
And it just kept going and going. Nobody stops the ball. And all of a sudden, the Pouakai on a roll. 12 points to lead. And Chagas stuck on the bench with no whistles blowing.
Hunter looking for the pass around the back. Didn't touch anyone. According to referee Davison. So Chagas will get a chance to check in. And the Pouākai will inbound from under their own hoop. Big high five for Tubasa Nisbet for coach Tauihi Basketball. And Wayland brings the ball up for the Pouākai. Tessa Boagni back in the game. Baptiste wants it. Crossover, pull up from 2-point range. Short. Oh, Boagni read that flight of that ball perfectly. Wayland, and shot clock runs down.
It is pouring on now. Wayland, her hand is getting hotter and hotter. Stay away from it, you might burn you up. Draining the triple late in the shot clock.
18 points, Chagas with a nice drop off, Boagni with the block.
Oh, and the Pouākai are rolling at the moment. The Queens just have no answers on either end as they are pulling away with intensity and execution.
Here's Wayland. Back on her, 3-ball.
Stop it.
Wayland.
Stop it.
Timeout. Tokomanawa Queens, and they are pumped, the Mainland Pouakai.
It is all coming together for the Pouākai right now. Rolling downhill. Impressive offensive display from Wayland. She is absolutely taken over. Is that 8 straight points? 2 triples, and she is fired up. Her team is excited with her, and why not? They are rolling.
See here, block, or just about to see the block from Tessa Boagni, and that is a team who are cooking. A few dance moves going on as well. It's the brain stress took it over.
Wayland, 21 points now, 3 for 6 from deep. 4 rebounds and assists, a steal, a couple of blocks in there. Stuffing the stat sheet as, let's call him Paul the Pouākai is helping out. It's not Paul. It's definitely not Paul. Paula. Can't think of a Pouākai name.
(65-47). 13-3 in this fourth quarter. In favor of the Mainland Pouakai. Put it on a show for their home crowd. Off the back of 2 losses. Beck, Gustafsson I should say, goes at Boagni and draws a foul.
A lot of contact on that one. The late call, second personal on Boagni. 7 minutes left. Just not sure the Queens got enough time or have the offensive flow to work their way back into it. But if they do it, they have to do it a possession at a time.
3-ball goes up and in.
There's a start for you.
Just saw it as we came back to live action. Chagas almost with the steal. Walker almost with the backcourt. And a bit of trap action from the Queens and a foul called.
First personal on the Queens. You see how the intensity has lifted defensively as Chagas gets back in the ball game. That is, she is the head of the spear in that regard. But 6:43 to go. It is a long road travel.
Fotu just banks in a 3. Foul called on Baptiste.
That'll be her 4th personal foul.
So both Baptiste and Chagas with 4 fouls each, with well over 5 minutes to go, or 6.5 minutes to go in this one, as Lauren Hippolyte looks to check back in for the Pouākai.
She's also sitting on 3 personal fouls, as is Jamie Nard.
That 3-pointer was made by Chagas, the one we just caught the end of.
Finding herself involved in the offense after a long stretch on the bench. 8 points for her now.
Gustafsson looking down low for Nard. Gets a nice touch, finish, foul, to the line she goes. A little bit of life left in the Queens yet.
Looked like a foul on the catch, but she's able to keep possession by almost tipping it to herself. As you see a nice little screen-to-screener action. Comes across, gets the switch, able to hold it. And Wayland coming down with the hustle. Gets the hack, the hoop, the harm, the trip to the Razine, and a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play.
This is it. He's going to come down with that. Foul called, I think. On Erin Whalen.
Well, she's collecting the fouls all of a sudden. Wasn't in foul trouble a moment ago, but back-to-back fouls on the possession.
Just 2 fouls on Whalen. 2 quick ones, though. Here's Chagas. Look for a cutting back. Corner, 3 ball is off. Boagni comes down with the board. Number 9 for Tessa Boagni. She's accosted by her Tulfern teammate and fouled.
Unfortunate foul there by Stella Beck. There 4 seconds had already run off the shot clock, and she picks up foul number 4. That was going to be difficult for the Pouākai to get that ball across half court after that initial defensive push.
So Chagas and Beck both on 4 fouls with Pouākai with 6 minutes to go in this game. A little bit to worry about, as she needs to get over half court, and that's number 4 for Jamie Nard as well. So Chagas, Nard, Beck on 4 fouls, Gustafsson on 3.
But more importantly, well, here they're talking about we need an 8-second call. She did not cross half court. Tough to see from that angle if she did cross half court. That's the argument, but the foul was called before an 8-second call was made. Tokomanawa Queens need to stay aggressive. Pouākai already 5 fouls. Every time they get fouled, it'll be a free throws attempts and an ability to set up the press.
This bit with a nice bit of ball handling, quick passing. It's Whalen, catch and shoot. Big rebound, Gustafsson.
Pouākai have also shut down this transition attack in the second half, made it much more difficult for the ball to flow freely up the court.
They've done a great job on Valencia Chagas. I know she's been out the...
Lafotu just rams through the screen. Drop on the shoulder. And that'll be free throws for the Queens. Here we see it. That's her 5th personal as well. The activity defensively, and here it's just banging straight through.
She got a big bump from Chagas, who I think assisted on that foul. So 9 over for Lafotu, 7 points, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists as well. I was in the middle of saying that they've done a good job so far on Chagas. I know she has been out the game with foul trouble, but 8 points, averaging 17. Of course, she's also averaging 32 minutes and has only played 17 and a half.
And that's about half the production, as you'd expect, half the time. But the Queens not yet out of this one.
Subasa Nisbet has quickly become one of Tauihi Basketball's favourites. It's the way she plays the game, the intangibles, and every minute that she gets out there. Here's Lauren Hippolyte. Goulding back in the game. Looking a Euro step through and finishing. Hunter with the foul, Goulding with the bucket, and to the line she goes.
Well, excellent footwork being shown there. With the step through. Reads the defense well, comes off the screen, and look at that. Half Euro, leg getting caught up as Hunter picks up foul number 3.
And Goulding helps herself to point number 3 on that play. 68-54, 5 minutes to go. Pouākai in control at this point. Beautiful pass and a nice finish. Stella Beck.
That is better offensively. The Queens have found so much more success when they do it with the pass as opposed to one-on-one from the point of attack.
Hippolyte to Whalen. 5 on the shot clock. Nisbet down low. Good defense from Hunter. Nard 3 in transition. Down it goes for Jamie Nard. Timeout called. Tauihi Basketball as the lead is back to single digits with 4 minutes 20 to go. Jamie Nard and Elin Gustafsson putting the Queens on their back.
Happens quick, just like that. Momentarily, Pouākai in control. But a quick three, a lot of fouls by the Pouākai. And with 4:24 remaining, plenty of time in this ball game. And at this point, it is really all about taking care of the basketball and creating good quality shots for the Pouākai. They have done so much better taking care of the rock in the second half. Just 2 turnovers total, 14 for the game. They had 12 in the first half. So addressing that really well at halftime. They're smashing the glass. They have a 13 rebound advantage in that category, and they have been stroking it from deep. 8 triples in the ball game for just 4 for the Queens. And these two teams came in shooting similar percentages as one another. And this percentage is reasonably similar as well. Both teams around 30%, but the quantity of shot, 25 triples put up for the Pouākai, just 12 for the Tokomanawa Queens up to this point.
Foul count identical. As we're back underway, Mary Goulding and the Pouākai have a 9-point lead. Go back to Trinity Baptiste, Stella back on her. It's great position and a nice finish, Trinity Baptiste.
Things change a little bit when she gets back into the ball game. You cannot defend her one-on-one when she gets a catch at that depth.
Hunter. Back to Gustafsson. 6 on the shot clock. They go inside. Nard fading away. Travel the call.
Geez, that's a tough call there, especially with the amount of contact that was coming her way. Looked like a pretty good step to me. The whistle disagrees. We will go the other way.
The whistle disagrees, as it so often has with you.
Why you got to bring up old stuff here? We're talking about here right now.
I'm talking about
we're talking about here right now.
all the time.
We sound
playing or commentating.
You sound like a ref now.
Well, I have done my e-learning. Oh, big screen off the ball. And Stella Back takes advantage of the space. Gustafsson just sent Mary Goulding to the deck.
Solid screen there. Mary Goulding might be calling her teammates out to give her a little heads up next time down the court.
And she is with a ice cream scoop.
Spinning off the other way, the kiss off the glass with the offhand. A lovely finish to continue to give the Pouākai plenty of breathing space.
Chagas, quick first step. Goulding, good position on the defensive end.
And we're getting into last licks for the Queens here. With 3 minutes to go. They're going to have to try and get a couple of stops, string them together. If not, this game's going in the cooler.
Baptiste down low, running all the way around the rim, just swatted out of bounds by Gustafsson.
Just enough defensively to keep her from getting the bucket, but unable to retain possession. The Pouākai should just be looking to milk every second they can out of the shot clock going forward. Or not.
Oh, not as Goulding puts it up, catch and shoot, doesn't drop, backboard. Chagas. Gustafsson, Boagni, big defense, and here come the Pouākai the other way. Lauren Hippolyte finishes at the other end.
And they're pouring it on late. About to secure their second victory of the season and pull it even with the Queens at 2-2.
Foul called, or is it a clock? Oh, foul called.
Didn't see a signal on that whistle, but Stella Beck heads to the line.
It may have been called on Erin Whalen off the ball. Gets it to go.
drops them in. 12-point deficit now with 2 minutes to go. And let's see if now the Pouākai try and hold on to the ball a little bit longer.
Trap at half court, Goulding trying to fight out of it.
Travel called, I believe. Possibly a 5-second call. Either way, going the other way. Solid trap defensively all over. Goulding didn't have a lot of options. Travel is what was at hand.
So the Queens need buckets and they need them quick. Chagas puts up the three off to the left. Pouākai board number 10. Oh, Hippolyte getting in a bit of trouble in their own half. Who's that come off? It's come off the Tokomanawa Queens, according to one of the officials.
Well, that's yeah, that's a tough one, especially since Chagas had possession there. Somebody came through her. Who I think it was, Lauren Hippolyte here. No, just kicks it out of bounds. Unfortunate.
Just a slightly awkward position there for Chagas, and she was clutching her hip on the top of her right glute. She's standing out there and inbounding the ball for the Queens. Trail by 12, minute 40 to go. Jamie Nard looking to add to it. 18 points, she doesn't on this occasion.
Wayland, excellent defense there, refusing to get knocked off the line as Nard looking for some calls that are not going to be coming her way today.
Great inbound defense for the Queens. Baptiste to come and help out Erin Wayland. Here is Trinity Baptiste. 14.7 rebounds for her in this one. Here she is from her preferred mid-range and make it 16 points.
Deadly from that spot. 14 points the difference, and the Pouākai have run away with things in the fourth quarter. Just too much. Nard misses another.
Baptiste charges after that one alongside Paris Mason. Pouākai ball.
And just really grinded the Queens down throughout the entirety of this one.
It was that 10-point difference in the third quarter. Gave the Pouākai the platform. Got to get over halfway. They do just in time. So the clock is very much their friend. With a 14-point lead under a minute to go. Baptiste, fade away, bucket.
Too
Trinity
easy.
Baptiste.
Too skilled. Putting nails all over this coffin to put this game into the ground.
Chagas fires it over. Nard from the wing. High off the back iron. Hippolyte comes down with it.
Oh, good steal there.
Gustafsson.
Stella Beck, I believe, was got the steal on that one. Gustafsson with a rebound and the putback to cut it to 14.
And a timeout. Player timeout, is it? No, I think it's a normal timeout. As we'll see the Gustafsson offensive rebound and putback. A little bit of confusion about whether it's a player timeout or a full timeout. Full timeout call was made.
I do enjoy the player timeouts. Always like to see what comes out of them.
So the Queens working, the Pouākai working on something at the end as we see young Millie Knight in the game. Here she is. Working hard to keep possession. Baptiste, will she have the last say of this game? She will by dribbling it out, and that'll do us full time at Ototahi, Cowles Stadium, the Mainland Pouakai with a well-worked and well-deserved win over the Tokomanawa Queens, 78-64 on the back of the work of their three imports. Erin Whalen with 21 points, Trinity Baptiste with 18, and Sierra Walker with a breakout performance. 16 points for her in the Pouakai jersey.
It was all about that third quarter that the Pouakai won 25-15, blowing the game open and giving themselves the space to play with some freedom. Final score, a 14-point win for the Mainland Pouakai. And it was an offensive explosion from Erin Whalen, Trinity Baptiste, and Sierra Walker off the bench, the three double-digit scores. Good support from Tessa Boagni, who came hot early, scoring 4. There we see the scores. Whalen 21, Baptiste 18, Sierra Walker 16. Mary Goulding supportive late in the second half. And the rebounds, Beck and Boagni leading the way for the respective teams. Boagni with the 10 boards to go along with 4 points after a fast start. Both teams doing a nice job of assists, but in particular the Pouakai getting much more active, passing the ball and creating baskets with facilitation instead of one-on-one basketball in the second half. How about Tessa Boagni? 11 rebounds, 5 blocks, putting it together defensively, having an impacted game, even though she wasn't extremely influential on the offensive end.
And a different side with Mary Goulding and Ella Fotu available for the Pouakai. And let's not forget, no Josie Trousdale out there for the Queens. So a little bit of mix and match as we go through winter with illnesses around the place. But this Pouakai side, with their full complement, are going to be trouble.
They really are. And you speak about the players they were missing. What really changes their defensive abilities, that top level, as we look forward to the action that's upcoming, the Kahu and the Phi, tomorrow night at Event Finder.
And then the reverse fixture of the one you've just seen, the Queens and the Pouakai, 5 o'clock on Thursday from TSB Bank Arena in the capital city, and the Kahu back in action on Friday against the Southern Hoiho, who will be desperately seeking their first win in Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. A great night for that backcourt, specifically Sierra Walker. And a great night for us, Casey, as always, commentating GJ Gardner Holmes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. The Mainland Pouakai 78, the Tokomanawa Queens 64. 2 games of National Basketball League coming your way tomorrow, men's and women's. Make sure you join us from 5 o'clock on Sky Sport.